just noticed this title. It made me think of a movie, They Live. Some of you have seen it. It's like 30 years old, but it's a damn good movie. Go see it. And there's a line in there where he says, he walks into the bank. Remember, he has these glasses and he can see who's human and who's alien. He's the only one that can see it because he has glasses. And then he says, they're all looking at him like what do you want? He says, I'm here to, I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And right now, I'm all out of bubblegum. So then he started kicking ass. So then I'm saying here, this title is, what's the title? We came here to burn karma and express our divine gifts. Now see, as you know, or at least as you hear me say, a lot of things in life is backwards. Everything's backwards. This is the play of Maya, and this is what you can say, the negative force, it wants to condition us to just flip the truth upside down. This is what happens. So, people want to express their gifts, but they don't want to burn the karma. It doesn't work. Even if you have a gift because of previous lives, and you've cultivated this for who knows how long, like let's say you're a good actor or actress, and so you find yourself acting, making a bunch of money, and people say, wow, you're so good. Okay, so it looks like they're expressing their gift, but look at their personal lives. They're like insane. Some of them, they're on drugs, or they kill themselves, they go to jail, whatever. So to do this thing right, and you can apply this to YouTube, you can apply this to anything. To do this right, karma has to be sufficiently burned, meaning limitations, conditioning, defects of character, debaucherous lifestyle habits, all that stuff has to be in check, or to a semblance of balance. You can't be perfect. At least work on yourself, but hold space for yourself while you're working on yourself. Yeah, it's paradox. There's so very few people I met that could do that. Most are super identified with, no, I gotta work on myself, I gotta burn this karma, I gotta get this awakening. You're pushing it away if you have that. That's okay, because you'll see that at some point. It just won't work anymore. You'll get to where you just give up. You're like, God, I can't do anything, man. I just don't have the power to do anything. You may have some really bad habit or addiction that you know is blocking the light of your spirit, but yet you can't stop. And so you're like, God, I can't. Okay, just got to keep doing it. I don't want to do it, but what am I going to do? And then some shift can happen. So when this, and it will happen, guaranteed 100%, we got to be patient. But we can't. That's okay. We're going to be forced to. When this darkness, you can say, that everybody carries on some level, when that's sufficiently nullified, then your real gifts, they're going to start to sprout. You don't need to go to a college counselor and take this test to see what your skills are. No, you're just going to do it. I remember I was at 7-Eleven in Thailand, and I was just sharing with somebody about, I don't know how we started talking. Yeah, I'll tell you this other thing in a minute. He saw, maybe I was buying water, I don't know, but he started talking to me about diet. And I was explaining to him about the tonics. Tonics are some strong stuff. And then he said, hey man, can we talk, I'd like to, do you do private sessions, And I wasn't even thinking about it. I was in Thailand, I wasn't really doing them at the time. I've always been doing them off and on for decades, but it wasn't like now. Once I started this YouTube, it's gotten crazy. That's why I'm trying to do more satsangs now. And I'll do more live streams. That was fun. The last one we did. And I said, yeah, okay, we can do something. I just came out with, okay, some price or something. And then later, okay, but that's an example of how you just get thrown into something. The life will decide for you what you're doing. And when life decides for you, life puts in you the know-how to do it. Or it wakes up the know-how that's already in you. and then you do it. This is how it works. So you see, it's not about this mind, I got to figure it out, I got to like find my purpose. No, it doesn't work like that. You be patient and you say, look, even if I live my whole life and I never find my purpose, that's okay. Because God, I'm waiting for you to show me the purpose. I'm sick of using self-will to try to figure all this out. It's a big mess. Yeah, have that attitude as best as you can. But anyway, later the guy told me he was going to the reggae bar to do mushrooms. And I was like 37 or something. I'd never done mushrooms, ever. Some think, man, I do drugs. Can you imagine that? I remember I made that video, the one that did pretty good. Like, God is playing like the ultimate cosmic 3D game through us or something. Some of the comments were like, damn, bro, how many shrooms did you take when you made that video? You know? And I'm like, nothing. And I hate weed. That's the other funny thing. People think I'm a stoner. Man, I don't like weed. I'm allergic to it. Some get offended. They're like, oh, I like it. Well, good. Enjoy it then. Like, what's the problem? I don't like it. So I quit when I was 16. I liked it then, though. So I can understand. He told me about the mushrooms. So I went to the reggae bar, but I didn't want to do it in that setting. Somehow intuitively I knew, like, no, I didn't want to do it like that. I was always scared of them, and for good reason. I wasn't stable as a teen or even 20s. I didn't want to take them and then somehow open up some, you know, I was already wide open. You understand? So anyway, I got the shake to go, mushroom shake. I took it home, I drank half. I was watching YouTube at the same time, watching people's experience with mushroom, like what's gonna happen. And then started feeling that life force stirring up, a warm feeling. I'm like, this is pretty damn good. I think I should drink the other half. Drink the other half. And then I was sold. Yeah. This isn't a plant medicine video, but careful. Later I realized, like, you can abuse anything. And then what seems to be medicine later turns out to be poison. So, meaning it can wreak havoc on your nervous system. It used to really calm me, but then I ended up did them too long, and then it started going the other way. And then it took a couple years to come back into a nice balance. These are strong adaptogens and chemistry in these plants, so caution. What are we talking about? Burn karma, express gifts. The other thing, so I've already, just to summarize what we talked about so far, your life is already like worked out. Don't try to manage it. It's all worked out. The mind says, yeah, but I'm 40 or 50 and I still don't know what I'm doing yet. It doesn't matter. What are you going to do? Make it happen? Eckhart was in his 40s. There was something he said once. It's like, okay, he was talking to himself or God. He's like, all right, I'm in my 40s. I'm living with my sister. Like, the people I know, they've already got big businesses. Like, is this what it is, God? But he accepted if it was, it was. This is how you got to be. And then there's space for maybe the divine to do something with you or through you. So, just want to recap on that. The other thing that people do that they make a mistake is they compare their gifts with others. Conditioning is a big problem. We're conditioned to think certain things, higher, lower, all that nonsense. Oh, if I'm coming into my true nature, I should go be a teacher. Says who? Well, then I'm helping people. Helping who? What difference does it make? If you help one person or a million people, like, it's God's business. God's running the show. God's using you to do a certain thing, and then he's using this person to do another thing. Yeah, but why does this person, see, because we look at numbers and vanity. This person's helping a million people, but this person is helping only one. You might be helping that one on a deeper level than all those million people. Those million people can be mainstream people. And they just get a little high, a little spiritual, homeopathic euphoria. They're, wow, I'm listening to a guru, but nothing goes deep. Whereas God's used you to facilitate a liberation in another being. What's better? A million people who just, or somebody that's like something. You were being used as a midwife to give birth to this divine divinity, our true purpose for being here. You see, don't judge these things because we don't have the ability to. We don't have the broader picture. I had a good nurse friend, and I liked talking to her because she's mature. See, I'm more holistic based, and she was more medical based, and so we would have these fun debates, sparring. I'd stick her, but she can handle it. And so it was Nurse Day, once a year it's like Nurse Day, and I sent her a message, Happy Nurse Day. But here's what I really said, because I don't know, it came to me like that. I told her, I said, it's a trip how we're conditioned to think somehow the doctors, they're saving people's lives. They're definitely higher level than a janitor or a nurse. But I'm taking it more further, more extreme for illustrative purposes. But yeah, she shared, just to say, she shared a lot of stories about the arrogance in the doctors and how they just dismiss the nurses. They're just a nurse. The nurses, you couldn't be a doctor if it wasn't for the nurses. Your arrogant, narcissistic self, what are you gonna do? The patient already had surgery, they're recovering, they need some warm, hospitable energy. They wouldn't survive. This is where the nurses come in. So what's more important, you see? But I was taking it even more far to the janitor. Because you ask the average person, who's more important, the janitor or the doctor? Now, they may give some spiritual answer and say, well, everybody's the same. Yeah, no, I'm saying, what do you really think, though? What do you really believe? I like to get down to that. I'm tired of hearing cliches and it's nonsense. No, what do you really think? And why? Don't just say the right answer, tell me why. Then we can really see if you believe what you think. Then they get offended, get called out. So if the janitors weren't cleaning the hospital in the bathrooms and everything, how could they be any patients? That it would be the most unhygienic breeding ground for infections, especially you're susceptible after you've had an operation. Janitors are like saving the day there. You see, God uses everybody for its own purpose, for his game. You've been cast in a certain role. Enjoy, whatever that is. Doesn't matter. Ask God to help you just accept your life for what it is, and then you'll find peace. And if you have peace and serenity, all of a sudden then you don't care anymore what you're doing. If you're a teacher, you're not attached to it. I can walk away from this anytime, like, trust me. Or if you're like shoveling cow manure, you're not like, oh, I'm better than this. No, you just like, this is what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah. It's not, because serenity trumps whatever form our expression takes. God's the director, the casting director, the agent, the producer, the writer, like everything. It's running the show. It's silly when the character like what are you gonna do? You gotta live your life the way that life was cut out for you. It will be revealed to you in time. This is part of the magic trick. We can say time don't exist, but it sure exists on relative level. It's like that's the trick. It's spliced up time and all these little sequential moments, and so we're living each moment as though it's like a new experience getting towards something, but really it's already been written. It's like that saying that says we're being born and dying at the same time, but we're going to experience it as though it's time. That's okay. You can't do nothing about that either. All right, I'll see you guys.